Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be with you today. I am Queen Diambi Kabatuswila Chiyumwata, mukalenga mukaji wa Nkashama, wa Bakwa Luntu, wa Baluba, wa Kasai, wa Congo. Queen Diambi of the Order of the Leopard of the Bakwaluntu people of Kasai of Congo. I am also Grande Mãe do Povo Bantu Brasileiro, which is the title of Great Mother or Queen of the African descendants of Brazil. I am very happy to be here with all of you today since it's my Earth Day and I am around absolutely amazing people and I'm around amazing of my own elders, and to only cite one, Professor James Small, and maybe I should also talk about Professor Bello. All of these elders have greatly contributed to who I am today, and every person that I've met in the course of my life have also shaped the person I am today. So for that, I thank everyone that I have ever crossed paths with, and I also thank the ancestors who made that possible. So I give grace and I give reverence to all our ancestors who have gone through so many trials and tribulations, who have overcome so many difficulties in life, and who have been masterful creators of all elements of civilization, and who are an inspiration to me. I am very, very happy to elevate the ancestors and go all the way and pour symbolically libation for all the ancestors of humanity, as well as our primordial ancestor, who is Noon, or the primordial mothers, or for some who call God. So it is really an honor for me to be here today to talk a little bit about spirituality, if there is indeed something like that that exists in the African culture, because we come from a paradigm where they like to dissecate and separate everything. And the African paradigm is a paradigm where there is like a unified field that really permeates everything that we do. So everything is really interconnected. So I am queen of the Bakwaluntu people. I was crowned 5 years ago in the Congo, in my home village of Mashala, Bakwaindu. And then I was intronized in Kananga, which is the capital city of the Kasai region from which I come. Then I was also crowned a Grande Mãe do Povo Bantu Brasileiro in March of 2019. So all those titles really only represent one thing, represent that I have taken an engagement to move forward in helping as many people as I can, because on my head is a crown, and maybe in the other paradigm it means, power and, the ruler or something like that. But in my paradigm, it really means a caring mother. More, that's it, and a help desk. So I have been working all over the world to mobilize people who really feel like there is something that we can do in our era to really advance human consciousness, so that we can manifest better things for ourselves. The world is absolutely gorgeous, of course. There is, I believe, more good than bad, but the bad can also spoil it all for everyone, and it's been the case in many instances. Most people do not want wars, most people do not want pollution, most people do not want abuse, but yet again, if only few who are powerful enough wants it, then it is a go. So there is a way to reverse that, and I believe it's about elevating ourselves to our true nature, which is our divine nature, because we are only but a spark of divine manifested in this form. So this is really the spirituality background that I come from my ancestors. I mentioned that our primordial ancestor is the Noon, and for better word to call it, because I really don't know how I would say it in English, but it's kind of like the primordial waters of consciousness. So it's like the primordial consciousness that is an energy that actually combine itself in so many different, very jazzy ways so that we can manifest, and all that we see can manifest, and all that we cannot see can also be present to keep the balance and the equilibrium. So, many questions, of course, will never be answered in spirituality. But what is spirituality as far as I'm concerned, or the paradigm I come from? We didn't really have any type of religion per se in Africa, or the one that I know now better than I used to. It's more about ways of being. So we don't have cultural spirituality. Cultural, I'm sorry for my accent. Cultural meaning spirituality that just manifests into cults of cults and ceremonies and so forth, where we have dogmas or ideals that are being taught to people and being reinforced, and oftentimes fear comes in the mix as one of the major components of saying fear of death. We don't have that in our spirituality in Africa, because death is part of life, but also it's celebrated because it's only a stage in development of our expression of our consciousness. So we are now in this form. This is an expression of our consciousness, and then we're going to move on to another form and so forth until eternity. So we do really believe in eternity, in eternal life, and it might take many different forms that we don't know about. Some of us may know, but some of us probably don't. And there is an infinite way of the universe to reinvent herself. So I believe that we will never know the end of this, and it's a great news. And the great news is to live outside of the paradigm of fear, because most religions, it's kind of like almost like a code of law, set of laws, very material laws that you have to obey by, but it really doesn't address much about the inner laws that governs a universe. We are a universe. And, so it's about cultural. You go to some temples and you do rituals, and you go to churches and mosques and temples of all kinds, and regardless of what it is or wherever it is. And then you apply, you pledge allegiance to those dogmas. That you apply them or not, it's really up to you. And if you are caught not applying those dogmas and not obeying by those laws, then you will not have a flourishing eternal life. And it's a little bit, holding people almost hostage, because I don't believe in a God that has created creation so we can only live bounded in fear. So, and I don't believe my ancestors thought of that as well. The spirituality we come from is really a spirituality of every single day courting and getting to know the principle of creation and the emanation, God itself, or God himself, or God herself, or the noon, or the primordial waters, or the primordial ancestor, and to know him or her or it through studying its manifestations, its multiple and diverse manifestations, because of the way this energy permeates everything. The understanding of that energy is encased into its own creation. So we watched the trees, and we bonded with the trees and the animals, in the sense that we observed them and we deducted laws of nature. We watched the stars, we watched the mountains, and we watched the insects, and we watched the waters and the rain and the seasons and all of that, and all that immense body of human experience on this earth allowed our ancestors to draw some of the laws that govern this whole universe, or this whole creation. And so what we're trying to do, or what is in spirituality, is to really insert or really encase those laws that are actually manifested on their own in some instances, but to encase them into everything we do. So I would say we have more of a cultural spirituality, meaning that the spirituality is encased in your culture, meaning from the time you open your eyes, you are in a spiritual practice of making sure that you obeyed by few very fundamental principles that are also information that you have within you, because we believe that the seat of this of God is within you. And we have what we call in Chiluba Muchima, and Muchima is where the heart beats, of course, so it's like the engine of life, material life, but it's also the engine of spiritual life and spiritual development. So we are all built in with this set of principles, because in order for us to exist, we have to obey by these principles. So if we only attune ourselves to who we truly are inside, then we can then live a spiritual life, and we will obey by those laws. And the fundamentals for me are truth, always live in the truth, and justice. And those are paramount for me. Of course, there are other ones that I will let my elders develop further. But for me, those are really the pillar of everything. And all, of course, encased into deep, deep agape, unconditional love for everything that is. And for the acceptance that there is a higher or an energy or a consciousness that permeates everything. And it's almost as if we were leaves and we can jump into that stream of consciousness and just float with it. And while we float with it, of course, we experience a life, and we experience some movements and some turbulences and some whirlpools and all kinds of things. But at the end, it's a long and very intelligent and very wise current that takes us all through the path of life, and also through the path of existence that is infinite and abundant. So yes, we do, of course, have rituals to celebrate this understanding, but most rituals are really meant to bring social cohesion and to just create bonds between the people in the community, and to also affirm and assert our identity as people, and also to continue to pledge some kind of allegiance to the wisdom and the knowledge that our ancestors have left behind. And of course, we have also great understanding that, when we do rituals, we go and transperse the veil of visibility, and then go into sending waves and energy into all the realms of existence that we are actually not aware of in a conscious mind, but that is here, and that we acknowledge that is here. So it's always to seek balance, to seek harmony, to seek peace. And all of that starts within us. Because if you're a peaceful man or woman, if you're a peaceful human being, if you're a harmonious human being, you will be manifesting this. And your acts and your words and your thoughts will be bathed into this pool of love, unconditional love and agape love, and you will manifest it into your words and to your actions. So this is what I can say right now, and I'm going to leave the floor because I have so many people here that I would love to hear from, and they have some very great teachings for all of us, and myself included, because I'm a perpetual student, and I have learned from many. So I don't stand on my own shoulders. I stand on the shoulders of our forefathers, and I commend you all for being truth to yourself and being truth to what is it that you came here to do. So we have been entrusted with a very, very beautiful, precious gift that is life. I have my birthday today, so I celebrate the moment where I stepped foot on this planet and say, I want to do something, I want to do something, I want to do something. And I am very proud, I believe, to align, to have a life that is aligned with my purpose. Because after all, my name is Diambi, and Diambi is the bearer of good news. So I go around the world and I speak my truth, I speak my justice, and I hope to bring a smile in everybody's face and a sunshine, in the heart, so that we can just attune ourselves and adjust ourselves to always live in that space and do what is right. So this is Queen Diambi for you on her birthday. And again, thank you so much for having me here. And I really salute and greet everyone that is going to be watching this, as well as all my elders and all the elders in their domain who are coming here to drop dimes of wisdom and who are going to encourage us to continue to be who we are and shine our best light every single day. Thank you so much. Bye.